Hello everyone, and welcome to a new video on the channel. As promised, today's video is going to be my complete 4K and Blu-ray collection video. Now I say today's video, it's more than likely that this will be done over 2 days because of the amount that's there, and I would like to talk about how I feel on most of the films. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just the 4Ks alone here are quite a lot. So this may be a case of just being the 4Ks and then waiting another video to do the Blu-rays and splitting them up a bit. But just to see how long it goes, and but yeah, I'll definitely do all the 4Ks in this video. They are all on my bed, actually covering up half of my bed at the moment. So and you can probably see a pile here. They're everywhere. So I've definitely grown since I started working. My 4K collection has just grown and grown and grown. I mean, I've just literally 15 minutes ago, I think I bought another 5 or 6 4Ks. Because as you know, I'm trying to get all Warner Brothers 4Ks, the ones I'm interested in at least, and I've just got some great deals. And quite a few fairly recent 4K releases, and they were going for like £11–13 on not brand new, but with a slipcover on 4K, and I just couldn't pass up on it. So that'll be at the end of the month, you'll see them, because I've had to cut down on a lot of my pre-orders as well, cut down on my spending, so I won't be spending any more other than for my pre-orders for the rest of the month. So this month there'll be a sizable amount, but it won't be like last month. It'll probably be just like a big, as if it was like a big CEX haul. Because I just couldn't afford it this month because I spent too much last month. But hopefully next month will be good. There's a lot of good stuff coming out next month to look forward to anyway. But anyway, I'll get straight onto it. I've put them in sections, so they're all sectioned off. The first one, which is quite a small one, just a little pile, is my Fox Marvel collection. So starting off with Deadpool. Not sure if this has a slipcover. If it does, I'd like it, because I'm sure this would look good with the slipcover, but really love the first Deadpool. Just great comedy, and just very different to what we were used to, so it was a good one. And then we have Deadpool 2, this is the super duper nice set. I actually personally slightly prefer this over the first one. I think the characters, they're better characters in the sequel. The comedy hits a lot more, and I think they just built more on the first, but they're both great films. Then we have X-Men Apocalypse. Why I have this on 4K, I don't know, because this is one of the weakest, probably because it was really cheap. I think I got this in CEX when I got the other films, and it was like £3–4 quid on 4K at the time, so I thought, why not? And then probably the worst X-Men film, Dark Phoenix. Yeah, I don't know what went wrong with this, everything, but this was just felt rushed, unnecessary. Yes, I will give it a rewatch once I rewatch all the X-Men films. My opinion may change because I haven't seen it since it did come out in the cinema, but yeah, I didn't like that one very much. And the final Fox Marvel film I've got on 4K is Logan, perhaps one of the best comic book films of all time, definitely the best Fox Marvel film, excuse me. So yeah, very happy that I've got that. Then I'll move. Yeah. Moving on to my MCU collection. Going in order of release. So first off, we have Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Probably my favourite MCU film. I love this film. I love that it's not just a straightforward action film. It's like a political thriller. You've got Robert Redford, who is one of the best Marvel villains in my opinion. Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier. Scarlett Johansson teaming up with Captain America as Black Widow. You've got Nick Fury. This is just a great film. Great Marvel film, but also a great film. Then you have Ant-Man. Fun film. Not one of my favourites. The sequel's coming up. I will give my thoughts on that in a minute. But this one's a fun time. I enjoyed this. I like the casting of Ant-Man. Paul Rudd's great as Ant-Man. Really like Michael Douglas in this as well, so yeah. Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Yeah, I enjoyed this sequel more than most. Not as good as the first, but a solid sequel. Quite funny. Soundtrack's still really good, and it's got a decent story. Really good addition of Kurt Russell as well. So yeah, and Sylvester Stallone's got a very small role in this, and I think he's got a bigger role in the new one. I know he's definitely in the new one, but I don't know how big his role will be. Then we have Spider-Man Homecoming, the first of the Spider-Man trilogy. Really good. Not the best Spider-Man film overall, because I think this is more, he's not left on his own, like with most of the Spider-Man films. It's like, this is more like, he's got, Iron Man has to help him save the day, sort of thing. It's like kind of also Iron Man like focused on. But yeah, I thought Michael Keaton as Vulture was fantastic, and I still have a lot of fun with this film. Then we have Thor Ragnarok, probably the most fun and entertaining MCU film, definitely in my top 5. Just great what Taika Waititi did with this. Absolutely love this film. Then we have Black Panther, which is very mixed. I think it's good. Not the best, not the worst. It's fun. Not the strongest of MCU films, but I still enjoy it. And obviously it is a groundbreaking film. So yeah, you got to give it that. Then we have Avengers Infinity War, the first of the 2 big Avengers films, 2 of the biggest films ever. Really good start to the first half of this big epic, you could call it, I suppose. Really loved this. So yeah, that's Infinity War. Then we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is my least favourite Marvel MCU film. Just quite boring, to be honest. Doesn't really do much. The only thing that I like about this film is the addition of Michelle Pfeiffer, who you may know is one of my favourite actresses. But she's not really given much to do in this film, which was just a bit disappointing. Same goes with Lawrence Fishburne. Really excited when they said he was going to be in it. He's not given much to do. Even Michael Peña's not really got much to do in the sequel. So yeah, it's just a very meh sequel. But I am looking forward to Quantumania. Then we have Endgame, definitely my second favourite MCU film. What a film. Groundbreaking. Obviously it was the highest grossing film of all time for quite a long time. And then Avatar was re-released. It had to be, because James Cameron has to have one of his films as the highest grossing films. But it's still second, and it's still a fantastic film. Then we have Far From Home. Again, I really like this, but it's still not 100% focusing on Spider-Man. He's still got Iron Man over his shoulder, because obviously he's died straight after the events of this film. And it's kind of shadowing him. It's he's trying to just be friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but he can't be. And yeah, still a really good film though. And then the 2 newest ones, they will obviously be an addition to this collection next week. But we have Black Widow, fun film, liked it more than quite a lot of people. Not fantastic, but still good. And then we have Shang-Chi, one of the best Marvel films last year. Really loved this, thought it was just such a fun film. And then obviously next week I will be getting Eternals, so that will be added to that collection. And I'll have more. I've not got a lot of the older ones because they're more expensive, but as I say, I am going to try and get some, hopefully next month, some more to add. Right, next up, moving on to my just Disney films. So this is Disney live action and Disney animated, not Pixar. That'll be after. So first up, we've got Aladdin, one of my favourite Disney films. Obviously, the late great Robin Williams voicing the genie, one of the best animated characters. Great music. Great songs. Really good Disney film. And then we have the live action remake, which I really like. Will Smith did a different spin on the genie, which I liked. More of the same, but still enjoyed it. Then we have Cruella, really big surprise of last year. It was my first film that I had at number 1 last year. I can't remember if it was in my top 10, because it's been a while since I made that. But yeah, really good film. Really liked it last year. Then we have Dumbo, Tim Burton. I saw this at the cinema and thought it was okay, but since then I have really gotten into Tim Burton's films, a lot of them anyway, so I want to rewatch this, see if I like it anymore. Then we have Hocus Pocus, a great classic Disney film, really looking forward to the sequel. I'm going to watch this just before Halloween because the sequel I believe is actually coming out on Halloween, so I'll probably watch it then. But yeah, really love that film. And then we have Jungle Cruise again, quite a good film from last year, not as good on the same level as Cruella, but it's a fun film along the lines of Pirates of the Caribbean, but yeah, really like that. Then we have my least favourite Disney film, and I don't think I've actually seen this all the way through, but I do want to try it again, and that is The Lion King, and I know this is some people's favourite Disney film, just doesn't click with me for some reason, don't know why, because it has all the things it should. It looks beautiful, the songs are good, but for some reason it just doesn't click with me, but I do want to give it another chance. Same goes for the live action. Everything works, but for some reason it doesn't click with me. Like it a bit more than the original, which is probably quite an unpopular opinion, but still just an okay film for me. Then we have Maleficent, which I really like. Good origin story for Maleficent, different type of, it's not like a live action Sleeping Beauty, it's like focusing on the villain, a bit like Cruella, which I like. So yeah, that was good. But then we got the sequel, Mistress of Evil, which was even better. Yes, I know Michelle Pfeiffer's in it, so I am obviously going to like it. But I actually really did like the sequel a lot more. I just thought there was, the fantasy elements were built, and the scene at the end when they're fighting at the castle I thought was good, and Michelle Pfeiffer was a great villain. So yeah, I really like the sequel quite a lot more than the first. And then we have Moana, really good animated film, obviously The Rock. Is it Aluli Cravula? Don't know how you pronounce the name, sorry. Lin-Manuel Miranda did the music. Yeah, just a really fun Disney film. Then we have from last year, Raya and the Last Dragon. Yeah, I really like this. It was a weird one because it just all of a sudden came, like, they said, oh, it's gonna be, it's not coming to cinemas, it's skipping cinemas. There wasn't a lot of marketing for it, I feel, because I couldn't remember much marketing before seeing it. But I did look, I was quite surprised with it. I did quite enjoy it. And obviously, again, there will be an addition to the Disney Animated Collection next week with Encanto, which I still haven't seen, so that'd be nice to watch that. So yeah, not very often is there a 4K that I get, like a new release that I've not seen, so I just missed it at the cinema, so I will be watching that next week, I expect. And then we have Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which was a new one from last year. Loved this, great film, classic film. Robert Zemeckis, obviously my favourite director, so, but yeah, really love that film. Right, trying to go in order. This is next, so the Pixar films next. First up we have Toy Story, classic, the Pixar film that started them all. And then we have Bug's Life, really good, I really like A Bug's Life, quite underrated in my opinion. And then we have Toy Story 2, great sequel to Toy Story, actually like this more than the first Toy Story, which is again probably not a very popular opinion. Then we have Toy Story 3, probably my favourite Toy Story film, just a great sequel, and it would have been a great ending to the franchise. But then we got Toy Story 4, which is another great addition to the franchise, and it does have a satisfying ending, and it has like ended it. So yeah, really good ending. Then we have Onward, fortunately no slipcover, so it does look a bit strange on the shelf against all the others with slipcovers. This was actually the last film I saw in the cinema before everything shut down in 2020. And yeah, really good Pixar film. Actually, probably very, very unpopular opinion. Top 5, I would say for me. Just the type of film it is, I love. It's like a fantasy film, a road trip film about two brothers. I just really loved it. And then we have Soul, again, a really good Pixar film. Really enjoyed this. Jamie Foxx, Tina Fey. I really love Inside Out, and this is more along the lines of Inside Out, and I just thought it was really good. And then we have Luca, which actually really surprised me because I didn't like the trailers, wasn't really looking forward to it, and then put it on Disney Plus after hesitation. It's just a great film, lovely, just looking film. It just looks great. Great animation, just a really good story, heartwarming story, and yeah, just a great Pixar film. Next up we have the Bonds, so I'll just go through these quickly. Casino Royale, probably maybe the best, second best. Quantum of Solace, most people say is the worst. Yeah, I'd agree, but it's not bad. I still enjoy it. Skyfall, the best. Yeah, right at the top. Spectre, again, not a lot of people really like this, but I think it's alright. It's a bit messy in places, but still having fun with it. And then the newest, No Time to Die. Yeah, third favourite, really good. And really great final outing for Daniel Craig's Bond. Right, where am I going to put this next if I move that all over the place? Right, that's got to go on the top. Sorry about this. Hopefully that doesn't fall over. Next up is my Fox titles. So first up we have Ad Astra. Went to the cinema to see this on release. Enjoyed it. Didn't like it so much, and I had time to think about it, and then I realised that I did actually really like it, so I have to have that because I'm sure it'll look great on 4K. Bohemian Rhapsody, one of my favourite films of that year. Really love Queen, so really like this film, obviously. Good biopic. Then we have one of my favourite films of last year, Free Guy. Absolutely love this film. Really original. We don't get to see a lot of films like this nowadays, especially not on the big screen. Ryan Reynolds is fantastic in this. Back on par, because obviously he had The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard before this, which was not very good at all. But yeah, this was definitely return to par for him, and really like that. Then we have my favourite Christmas film, Home Alone. Have to have on 4K, have to watch every year. Saying that, I don't know if I actually managed to get around to watching it last year. No, I don't think I did. I think I only saw bits, but still my favourite Christmas film. Then we have Kingsman: The Secret Service. Really great spy film, in the veins of Bond. Really violent, really great cast as well. Then the sequel, which I actually really like as well. Still a fantastic film. We'll be getting the next one, the prequel, later in the month. Still really enjoyed that one as well. Then we have Murder on the Orient Express. Love this cast. Again, of course, Michelle Pfeiffer. Kenneth Branagh, though. Just great cast. Really love these types of films. It's a Fox film. As I say, we don't get a lot of films made by Fox like this nowadays. They're usually big franchise films. Got my tickets to see Death on the Nile next week, so looking forward to that one. Then we have Speed, my favourite action film of all time. Fantastic action film. Only watched it for the first time around this time last year, I think. But yeah, it's just great. Really gripping. Great action sequences. Tense. Love it. Then we have Terminator Dark Fate, my second favourite Terminator film, which is probably an unpopular opinion. For some reason, when this first came out in cinemas, everyone was saying, oh, it's really good, really good. I really liked it. Then as the months went on, everyone was saying, oh, that was awful, that was awful. So I don't really know what went on there, because I don't think it's very bad personally. I don't see anything bad about it, really. But that might just be me. Then we have Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Fantastic film. Really wanted to see what this looks like on 4K, so can't wait to watch this again. And then we have Widows. Really good little crime thriller. I had it on Blu-ray. It was about £6-7 to upgrade to 4K. Thought, why not? Because it probably looked quite good. So yeah. Then we'll go on to Paramount. First one being a film I've not seen, which I'm planning on actually watching for the first time later today with my mum, and that is Scream. Only heard good things about this. As you probably know, I'm not a massive fan of horror, but I do like these types of horrors that are more suspense. So yeah, definitely looking forward to checking that out later, hopefully. Then we have Allied, another Robert Zemeckis film. Brad Pitt, Marion Cotillard, Jared Harris is in this as well. Really love this film. Honestly, it's probably one of the most underrated films of the last 10 years. I just love this film. It's a fantastic war film. Romance as well. And yeah, if you've not seen this, I urge you to watch this. Get it on 4K because it's pretty cheap. I got this for like £8 on 4K. Love this film. Then we have probably the best cop comedy of all time. I would say buddy cop, but it's not really. I suppose it is kind of, but that is Beverly Hills Cop. love this film. I've seen the sequel, but can't remember much about the sequel, and I've not seen the third one, so I will have to go and watch them. I'll rewatch them all, I expect, rewatch this and watch the others. But yeah, fantastic film. Then we have Days of Thunder, one of the best Tom Cruise films. I personally like this more than Top Gun. Just think it's a really good film. Robert Duvall as well, Nicole Kidman, obviously where they met. So yeah, really love that film. Then we have now probably in my top 3 favourite Christmas films. Only watched it for the first time last year, but it's just lovely film. That is the word to use. And that is It's a Wonderful Life. Just a fantastic, heartwarming, as I say, lovely film. If you've not seen it, definitely check it out. I was hesitant because I'm not a huge fan of black and white films, but I am starting to get into them more now. Just watch this. Christmas is just great. Then we have Jack Reacher. I actually like this. I'm looking forward to watching the new series, which actually came out today as of the recording of this. But yeah, I like Tom Cruise, so I like this film. Maybe he was miscast, but I still really enjoy the film. And the sequel, Never Go Back, again, enjoy it, because it's Tom Cruise and I like anything Tom Cruise is in. As I say, he was miscast, but it's still a good film. And then the final Paramount film is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out the Shadows. Was cheap. Remember liking this film, so I thought I'd get it. Need to get the first one now. I saw the Paramount films. Just trying to move them all out of the way. What will I do next? I will do the Sony films next, I think. Move them along. So first up we've got Concussion. With Will Smith being one of my favourite actors, I am trying to get all of the films that he's in on 4K. Plus just all of the films in general on Blu-ray. Really good biopic about Dr. Bennett Amalu, who basically discovered this disease in footballers, American footballers, called CTE, and it was where they were basically getting concussion from banging their heads together, and it just made them go a bit crazy and end up dying, killing themselves and stuff. Alec Baldwin's also in this. Don't get me wrong, I really like Alec Baldwin, but he's not a name you really want to be going around saying nowadays. At the moment, you've also got, who else is in this? Paul Reiser, Luke Wilson, David Morse, Albert Brooks. Yeah, remember really liking this, so we'll be watching that again at some point soon. Then we have probably the best sequel to a really good film ever, and that is Blade Runner 2049. I've wanted to rewatch this for such a long time, ever since I basically, seen it in the cinema when it came out, and I just never did. Then I got it on 4K, which gave me more of a reason to watch it, but I thought I should really watch the first one again, because I've not seen that for a long time. Stay tuned, that is coming up. So yeah, really can't wait to rewatch that again. Then we have The Dark Tower. Yeah, it was an alright film. Reason I've got this is because it came with my player when I got it 2-3 years ago now. So yeah, but it was an okay film, saw it in the cinema. Then we have The Equalizer 2. Love the Equalizer films, really need to get the first one on 4K. Denzel can do no wrong with me. Apparently the third one is going to begin filming this year. That is what Denzel said is his next film. So cannot wait for that. So yeah, that's The Equalizer 2. Then we have the newest release, which I don't think I've shown on the channel yet. Ghostbusters Afterlife. I know I've not got the first 2 yet, but I plan on changing that soon. One of my favourite films from last year. Absolutely loved it. Just a really nice, heartwarming family film. Then we have a fantastic war film, quite underrated I think. Glory, with Matthew Broderick, Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington, Cary Elwes. Fantastic war film. Recommend checking this out if you've not seen it. About the first basically black battalion group in the army, led by their commander, who go into war in the Civil War to fight against for the North. Fantastic film, really recommend that. Then my favourite comedy of all time, Groundhog Day. I could watch this every day. I absolutely love this. I've only seen this twice, but I could probably quote you things from the film because of how much I just paid attention and soaked it all in. I will be watching it again very soon. I don't know when Groundhog Day is. I have a feeling it is at the start of the year, but I don't know when. Let me know if you know. I'll probably look it up anyway if I remember. But yeah, love this film. And then we have another Will Smith film, Men in Black 3. Need to get the other two now, and International. But this was cheap, so decided to get it. But the slipcover for some reason gets stuck, so it's really difficult to take the 4K out. But I wanted it with the slipcover, so it doesn't bother me too much. So that's all the Sony films. Now moving on to Universal. Starting with another new release from the last night in Soho, which I'm planning on rewatching on Monday with my mum because she hasn't seen it yet. And I wanted to watch it because it was one of my favourite films of last year. Yeah, it's just, what can you say about this film? It's just absolutely fantastic. Great twist. I know I've seen some people that don't really like it, but I would normally say I can see why, but I honestly can't. I just love this film. I love everything about it. Love what it does for cinema. And yeah, just fantastic film. Then we have Apollo 13. Really good true story film. Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, Bill Paxton, Gary Sinise, Ed Harris. Yeah, classic. Then we have the Back to the Future trilogy. Fantastic films. This was on offer, so I decided to get it because they are films that I wanted on 4K. So yeah, happy to have that. Big Lebowski, another one of my all-time favourite films. Just a fantastic film, really funny. The humour's really good. Just a great classic film. Again, another one of my favourite films, The Blues Brothers. Really happy this is a 4K release, and it was only £10 when I got it. Yeah, just John Belushi, fantastic. Dan Aykroyd, also fantastic. Just a really good film. E.T., classic. What else can you say? Fast and Furious 6 came with the player. Fast 9 was cheap. That's all I can say about that. The Animated Grinch. Really like this. I think it's a really good film. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I didn't like this. Then I got it because it was only £10 on HMV just before Christmas. I watched it and I loved it. So yeah, happy that I did get that. I decided to get it. Then we have Nobody. Another really great film from last year. Definitely top 20. One of the best scenes in a film from last year, on the bus. And Christopher Lloyd is absolutely great in this film as well. Then we have Spartacus. Not actually seen this. It's a Kubrick film. I have almost got all. I think the only Kubrick film I need on 4K now is A Clockwork Orange, which is the newest one to be released. So I'm just waiting for it. It's just a matter of waiting for it to go down in price. When it gets down to like 15 quid, I'll get it. But at the moment, even on eBay, it's still like 19 quid used. So I'll wait for that, but I will get it. But yeah, Spartacus, really happy to have that to watch. Where have I put them? There. And then the last one is Us. Jordan Peele is a great director. Get Out is just a fantastic film. This is a really good follow-up for him. I'm really looking forward to see what he does next. So yeah, very happy to have that on 4K. Then moving on to probably my biggest section of my 4Ks, which is my Warner Brothers, because as you know, I am collecting them at the moment, so there is a lot of them. For some reason they're in the wrong order. There we go, this way. So we have Beetlejuice, Tim Burton's second film. Obviously he did Pee-wee, but this was his first big film. It's good. I would be inclined to say it's overrated. It is good for its time. Not one of my favourites, but I am happy to have it on 4K. I would rewatch it again, but I didn't love it. Then we have, as I mentioned earlier, Blade Runner, which again you probably wouldn't have seen because I only got last week. I am getting the slipcover. I have ordered it, but I probably will just not. I won't show that. I will show this in the end of the month if I remember. But yeah, it's not as good as the sequel, I don't think. But it's still a classic film, Harrison Ford. So yeah, I had to have it. Then we have the last new release of this week, Dune. Really good film, really good setup to the sequel, establishing the characters and the world. It's like my dad said, there wasn't a lot of action in it, which I think did let it down slightly, but it is building up to that, I think. What action there was great. Just the visuals, it was beautiful. And yeah, I'm happy to have it on 4K because I'm sure it's going to look beautiful. Then we have Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Yeah, this was alright. Not the best of the MonsterVerse, but certainly, I don't know. It may actually. I mean, I don't like using the term worst for this because it's not a bad film. I do have a lot of fun with it, but it is probably the weakest. But yeah, nonetheless, it's a fun film. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Then we have, let's get the next pile. The Goonies, again, one that I picked up recently. Really annoyed it didn't come with a slipcover, and it was advertised with a slipcover. I have been trying to look for this absolutely everywhere. Cannot find it with a slipcover. Not like I don't want to buy it again, I just want the slipcover. If anyone knows where I can get one, please let me know. I would really appreciate it. Because yeah, as I say, when you buy something that is shown to be advertised with a slipcover, you expect it to come with one. But yeah, I'm happy that I've got the film on 4K because it is a great film. Then we have The Great Gatsby, which is a recent one that is, I think, still currently in the £10 offer on HMV, 50% off. Really underrated film. Baz Luhrmann, one of my favourite directors. Leonardo DiCaprio, you've got Tobey Maguire as well, Joel Edgerton, Carey Mulligan. Who else is in it? I'm forgetting someone. Is that Isla Fisher? I'm sure it is. I'm sure she's in it. Yeah, Isla Fisher and Jason Clarke. Yeah, really good film. Love this film. Then we have Gremlins. I would say this is a Christmas film. It's set at Christmas. It's got Christmas stuff in it. It is about the holiday of Christmas. And this is a Christmas gift, I suppose, sort of. I have watched this every year since first watching it. Just love it. It's just a great classic 80s film, so definitely recommend that one this Christmas. Then we have I Am Legend, again, Will Smith, so I have to have it on 4K. One of his best, I think. Just a really good film, and he carries the film, being the only person in it, pretty much, with his dog. Just a great film. Then we have In the Heights, which I was a little bit disappointed with when I went to the cinema. I was really looking forward to it. And I just think, for me personally, the way they went with the music let it down a bit. The songs, I think, went on for a bit too long, each song. They were good songs. It looked visually beautiful. I was engrossed with the story. I just felt that they could have cut each of the songs down slightly, cut the runtime down a bit. Because it is quite a long film. How long is it? I'm trying to look for a time. 143 minutes. I think it could have been cut down by about 20 minutes and it would have still been a fantastic film. But I still really liked it anyway. Then we have the original Justice League. Is it the original Justice League? I don't really know what you can call this. I think it's okay. It's not a good film. It's an okay watch. If you don't want to sit down and watch something that's 4 hours long, but you still want like a similar sort of thing that's got a bit of action in it and you can just turn your mind off, this is alright. It's only 2 hours, so it's not a good film. I will admit that, but it was cheap as well, so I couldn't say no. And then we have my prized possession. Well, no, because there's something coming up that is my new prized possession, but this was my prized possession for a long time, because I wanted this for a long time. The Lord of the Rings trilogy on 4K. Love these films. I've actually only seen the first one out of this since getting this set. I watched that as soon as I got it, so I really need to put some time aside to watch the other two, because they're going to be long, because I want to watch the extended version, and that's like over 3 hours each, so yeah, that's going to be a whole day. And then we have the second half, which includes, I don't know why that got pulled out from underneath, The Many Saints of Newark. It was okay. I actually did enjoy it. I think I would have appreciated it more if I had seen The Sopranos before watching this. It's still a good gangster film, but not the best in my opinion. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'm back. Right, next up we have The Matrix, really good, like, science fiction film. Back in the day, this was quite groundbreaking, for several reasons. Yeah, I just really like this film. Sequels obviously aren't as good. This is the best. Sequels are nowhere near on the same level as this. But then we have Mortal Kombat, released from last year. I actually really liked. It had very mixed reviews. Some people really enjoyed it. Some people thought it was just okay. I really liked it. Thought it was really good. Good action in it. For what it was, I enjoyed it. Then we have Ocean's 8. I love all of the Ocean's films. This one's different. Sandra Bullock's in it, one of my favourite actresses. It's also got a really great ensemble cast. It's technically like sort of a remake of Ocean's 11, but it's still really good. Really enjoyed it. Then we have Reminiscence. I think pretty much everyone that I've seen review this didn't like this at all. I, on the other hand, really liked this. It did something for me that it obviously didn't do for anyone else. I loved the story. I loved that it turned out to be more of a love story in the end, with the science fiction as well, and just the different elements. And Hugh Jackman, just really loved it. Then we have a classic, The Shining, a Kubrick film. Only seen this the once, just before I saw Doctor Sleep. But yeah, it's a good film, really good film. I personally prefer Doctor Sleep slightly, but still a really good film. Then we have The Suicide Squad, the superior sequel / reboot of the 2016 film. Just great. This did everything in the right way. James Gunn did an excellent job with this film, and it was one of my favourite films from last year. And then you have Unforgiven, one of Clint Eastwood's best films and one of the best westerns of all time, winner of 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, also starring Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman and Richard Harris. What a perfect film this is. And then we have V for Vendetta, which is a fun dystopian future DC Comics film, set in futuristic London, where there's like, it's a bit like, there's a game. I'm trying to think of the name of the game, and it gave me very similar vibes. It's a recentish game, but for some reason I cannot remember the name of the game. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, let me know down below. It's only come out in the last few years, and I've seen people play it, but I can't remember what it is. But it gave me that sort of vibe, like with curfews and stuff like that. Really like that. Really fun film. Then Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, one of my favourite childhood films. Revisited this for the first time in ages last year on Blu-ray, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the 4K is like at this, hopefully some point later this year. So yeah, Willy Wonka. And then we have The Wizard of Oz, which is a fairly, I'm not sure if I've shown this, it's a fairly new pickup that I got from Amazon. Thought it deserved the 4K upgrade because I'd heard good things about the upgrade, and it was cheap at the time, so I just went and got it. And then we have Zack Snyder's Justice League, the superior version to the 2017 Justice League, the proper version. It is long, at 4 hours, but it is a hell of a good film. Really good film. I wasn't expecting much from it, to be honest, but it just does everything in the right way this time. So yeah, really good. Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm just trying to see where we're going next, because there's so many over here. Right, next up is Studio Canal, only a small pile here. We have Cold Pursuit. See, I thought this was not great when I went to see it at the cinema, but then I thought it's Liam Neeson, so I really need to get it to watch again, because I love Liam Neeson, especially when he's doing action films. So I got it for that reason, and it was cheap, so I will watch this again, because I just love Liam Neeson. I think he's a great actor. Then you have The Commuter, another Liam Neeson film, another really great solid thriller on a train, great supporting cast as well, and a solid story. Then we have Early Man, really good Aardman film. I love Aardman films. I'm really looking forward to the new Chicken Run and the new Wallace and Gromit coming over the next 2 years. and this was a solid film, so really happy to own it on 4K. Then we have Logan Lucky, a Steven Soderbergh film, just really good. I remember seeing this at the cinema and just thinking it was just a really fun film, really good time, good story. Daniel Craig's great in this, so yeah, really happy to have that. And then we have Paddington 2, really fun family film, better than the first, I may say. But yeah, both of them are fantastic films, and I'm really looking forward to the third one when it comes out. I know it's scheduled to start filming, I think it's the second quarter of the year, so I believe that's any time between April and May. So really looking forward to that when that does come out. And then we have Lionsgate, which are only 4. We have The Hitman's Bodyguard, really like it. Not going to bother getting the sequel because I really didn't like the sequel, but I did really like that one. And then we have La La Land. I had watched this and thought it was overrated, and then I heard people say, no, it's not overrated, it is as good as people are saying it is. So I got it on 4K, rewatched it. They weren't lying, it is just a fantastic, phenomenal film. So yeah, La La Land. Patriots Day, anything with Mark Wahlberg is good. Really like this film. Peter Berg directed it, who also did Lone Survivor and Deepwater Horizon with Mark Wahlberg. So yeah, really like that. And then we have Rambo, Last Blood. I've only seen 2 of the Rambo films, this one and the one before. Just really good, switch your mind off action films. Don't do anything special, but if you want to watch an action film, there's decent, got good action in it. Definitely recommend the Rambo films. And then, got to go back a second to get the others. These are all the ones that I haven't seen yet. Obviously there was a few in there that I just missed, that put in this specific pile. I haven't seen any of these, or if I have, not for a very long time. So we have the New Mutants. Missed this at the cinema, had bad reviews, wasn't too bothered about going to see it, but picked it up cheap, so I'm going to rewatch that again. And then we have Almost Famous. Heard fantastic things about this. It was at a good price, and this has got the extended cut, which is like 161 minutes, so quite a lot longer. So yeah, we'll definitely be watching that at some point. And then we have Blade. I've heard is a really good Marvel film. I've not put this in my Marvel collection because it's not your typical Marvel film. It's an early Marvel film, not connected to the MCU. It's not a Fox film. It's Warner Brothers, so I thought I'd keep it in the Warner Brothers. I will when I file it, obviously, because this is in a separate pile at the moment. But yeah, I look forward to checking that one out. Then we have The Sting, which I've heard is a classic. Robert Redford, Paul Newman. Heard it's a really good film, won 7 Oscars, so we'll be checking that one out soon. And then you have 2001: A Space Odyssey, another Kubrick film I've not seen. I watched the trailer the other day and it actually looks like it's going to be one of my all-time favourite films, so I cannot wait to put this on, but it's just getting time to watch it. So yeah, really looking forward to checking that one out. Then we have Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which I have seen, but not for a very long time, and I literally can't remember anything about it. $9.99 at HMV at the moment, 50% off, so bought it because it's a fairly new 4K release anyway, so I will be checking that out again soon. And then we have, I'll show you that last, you've just got a glimpse, you've seen it before anyway, I think. American Psycho, I've heard is a really good film. It's Christian Bale. You will notice at the end of the month I did decide to just go and buy loads of Christian Bale films for some reason, don't know why. This is one I've not seen, but yeah, look forward to checking it out. Then we have another Kubrick film, Full Metal Jacket, which is apparently a fantastic war film. Again, fairly recent 4K release, looks really good. This was like, I want to say this was like 12 quid. A lot of the 4Ks, if you want somewhere to get 4Ks that you've not got that are fairly recent titles, at the moment Cinema Diso is selling them really cheap on eBay. As I said, I've just got 2 pretty much, well, the last year, they've not even been out a full year on physical, and I got them for like 11, 13 quid each, so definitely go and check that if you want some new 4K releases. But yeah, looking forward, and they always come with a slipcover, but looking forward to checking that one out. That's the point. Then we have Superman the movie. This is a film I've not seen, and it's one that I should have seen, because it ticks all the boxes for me. It's a superhero film. It's Superman. Richard Donner directed it. It is the first proper superhero film. I think this came out in 79, 78. So yeah, happy to have that. Then we have Super 8. Love this film, but it has been a really long time since I've seen it, hence it being in this pile. Steven Spielberg, J.J. Abrams, so yeah, really looking forward to watching that. Space Jam, believe it or not, I've not actually seen this film. I've only seen the sequel, which is very strange. But this looks like a lot of fun, so I will be checking this out soon, because it is quite short as well. And then we have the final single 4K release, Luca, Rian Johnson film. Really love this. I when they said this was coming out on 4K, I knew I was going to get it when I could. And it was at the right price a few weeks ago. So it was about a month ago now. And I bought it because I really want to watch it again, because it's been so long since I've watched it. So yeah, that is Luca. And then my prize jewel of the collection, my absolute favourite thing in my collection, which is a really new release, and that is the Mad Max Anthology on 4K. I've actually only seen Fury Road, which I quite like, but I thought I'd been saving for it, and it looked like a really nice set. They got really nice covers on each of them. I will do a little unboxing because I don't think I have. Nice outer box. I mean, it is flimsy, but this is I prefer this to the big solid boxes, because you have then got this as well anyway. So you have Mad Max, the Road Warrior, which I believe had audio problems when it was first released. So I'm not 100% sure if they have been fixed. I assume they have, because it's been released in the UK. Let me know if you know that or not. Then we have Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and then probably my favourite cover out of all of them for Mad Max Fury Road. Probably the reason why it's my favourite cover is because it's different to the standard 4K cover, and we didn't get that poster when it was released. Now I will say whether it's worth it. So with this set, you get, according to this anyway, you only get the 4K, but I'm sure it says here you get 4K and Blu-ray. So let me just double check. So with this set, you do get the 4K and the Blu-ray for each, yeah. Don't know why it just says 4K at the top. That might just be me going nuts. You get, it's going everywhere, sorry about that. You do get the 4K and the Blu-ray. You also get loads of special features. You get a whole disc of bonus features, and you get it in this nice packaging. £60, which is pretty much, how many films are this? 4 films. So that's pretty much almost £15 per film, which for 4K is really good. I bought this blind, as I say. I've only seen one of them, but I really wanted to watch these films for a long time. So, do I think it's worth buying? Yes, if you're into your 4K films, like I am now, and you're looking for something different to buy, or if you really like the films, definitely get it. At £60, I think it's a bargain for what you get in this pack. So yeah, really happy to have that. So this video has gone on for 50 minutes, a lot longer than I thought it would. I have a lot more 4Ks than I thought I did. So I am going to stop there and put this up just as my 4K collection, because this is long enough. And you think this is a lot? Just looking back, my Blu-rays are probably going to be in 3 or 4 separate videos, because there is a hell of a lot of them. Or actually, let me know what you would rather I do, whether you'd rather I just do one huge video that's like 2 hours long, or whether that I do like smaller videos that are like half an hour long each. Let me know what is better for you. If you've got to the end of this video, that is. If you have got to the end of this video, I'm going to do a little test to say Mad Max, put Mad Max in the comments, so I know that you've got this far, because I doubt many people are going to get this far, but it'd just be cool to see if anyone does. But if you like the video, don't forget to give it a like. Also subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded onto the channel. I will just say quickly, I am very close to 100 subscribers. Last time I checked I was at 98, so I only need 2 more subscribers and I will do the giveaway. I just need to sort out packaging and stuff because I've got no packaging at the moment, but that will be sorted once I'm ready to do the giveaway. But yeah, just a reminder, go back to that video, you can still enter. It's not closed until I hit 100, so everyone's still eligible to enter if you do want to. And don't forget to put in the comment section below, have you got any of these 4Ks? Are there any here that you really want to get? I can only recommend the ones that I've seen, but there are some that I think are really good value that I have bought. But yeah, anything and everything, let me know down below. And until next time everyone, take care, goodbye.